This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Act quickly to procure more medical supplies, Guy urges. Opposition spokesman on health Dr. Maurice Guy wants the government to urgently engage new suppliers in order to resolve the shortage of medical supplies. He says Jamaica's regular suppliers have been seriously affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war, so emergency replacement measures are needed. The war has resulted in rising commodity and oil prices globally, and this is compounded by previous delays due to the pandemic. The items in short supply include gloves, tapes, and sutures, also known as surgical threads. Dr. Guy, speaking on Monday with the news, urged the government to act immediately to procure fresh supplies even if it incurs additional cost. The opposition spokesman is worried that there could be an untenable scenario if the situation is not addressed quickly.
We're going to have to look on their market. The USA, we have shifted from the high cost of the USA and gone to these markets where generic drugs, generic materials are obtained. So it will mean that the government will have to look at more expenditure to get them from these near markets where they are available but at significantly exorbitant prices. So it's multifactorial, but I think at the bottom line is that there is inadequate expenditure on both parts by the government, inadequate deploying of what is available in the country, and no one is basically looking at this on a consistent basis. Cornell had to stop surgery a couple of days ago simply because they had run out of linen that they used on the operating theater, linen that they used to cover the patient during surgery. I think the thing is that is a cloth that is sterilized. And you're telling me that the resources are not available to do that? No, man, that's madness. This particular item, which can be made available, not very expensive, can be made available. You can purchase in the store, and the regional health officers or the hospital don't have the money to do it.
Gunmen attack soldiers in Denham town. Woman arrested for resisting search of premises. The Jamaica Defense Force says some of its members were fired on by gunmen in Denham town in western Kingston yesterday morning. A gun was recovered and a woman who was obstructing a subsequent search operation was arrested by the police, the Army said in a statement yesterday afternoon. The JDF says about 12:50 a.m., its Denham town forward operating base received a call that a mobile team came under attack in the vicinity of Racecourse and Blunt Street. During a search, an unidentified man was observed sitting on a bench and was ordered not to move, the statement said. The man reportedly stood, pulled a gun and fired at the soldiers, who shot back. The man escaped, reportedly leaving behind a 9mm Smith & Wesson pistol with one live round. The JDF said soldiers who subsequently conducted searches in the area were met with resistance from a woman when they tried to search a premises. She has since been arrested by the police. The shooting incident comes amid heightened tension in the Denham town area between residents and the soldiers who have been accused of using excessive force to enforce in a zone of special operations. Last month, the residents demonstrated outside the JDF's Up Park Camp headquarters over the controversial fatal shooting of 32-year-old Hurin Glenn by a JDF member on April 16. On Friday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness declared that he would not discontinue the Zozo and surrender the Denham town community to criminals. So if there is anyone who is deliberately trying to plan, coordinate, stoke confrontations, that will not work. We're not going to allow criminals to dictate our security response, he said. Zozo is an anti-crime measure that includes a specific role for social services. Denham town is located in a police division rocked by deadly gang violence. Wanted man who absconded a bail being sought by MID. Detectives assigned to the Major Investigations Division are seeking the public's assistance to locate a wanted man who has absconded bail. Being sought is Rasheen Patterson, 33, whose last known address is Harvey River in Lucy, Hanover. The police say he was being tried for murder, rape, and attempted murder, but has since absconded. Patterson is scheduled to appear before the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Tuesday, May 31. Patterson or anyone knowing his whereabouts is asked to contact the MID at 876-758-5048, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. 3 more skulls discovered at old building in St. Thomas. Workers employed to the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation have discovered at least 3 more skulls and other skeleton remains at the old Loyal James Lodge building yesterday. This brings to 7 the number of skulls found so far. Details on the latest discovery are still being sought. The demolition exercise started on Sunday, but was quickly halted after the first 3 sets of human remains were found in the building, which is located across from the Morant Bay police station. Following a police probe, the demolition was cleared to resume Monday, but the discovery of another box bearing a skull and a few bones triggered a second halt. Head of operations in the St. Thomas Police Division, O'Neill Thompson, told the news Tuesday that post-mortems are to be ordered as investigations continue. Thompson said contact has been made with representatives of the lodge in Jamaica. The caretaker, a former officer of the St. Thomas Fire Brigade for more than 30 years, who declined to have his name published, said while he was aware that the building was due for demolition, he was surprised at the grisly discoveries. An elderly resident who requested anonymity said that she recalled 3 lodges operating from the space, 2 of which have been defunct since the 1970s. The third, she said, was shut down about 7 years ago. Demolition workers have found documents they say give a glimpse into the lodge operations at the building in the 1970s. Woman who led cops on car chase for court on May 24. A woman who led police on a car chase damaged a police vehicle and locked herself in her car is to appear in the Traffic Court Division of the Corporate Area Parish Court. The woman, whose name the police have declined to release, is to face the court on May 24, 2022. Police say she has been charged with failing to comply with a traffic sign, dangerous driving, and disobeying a constable's command. She is not in police custody. Police allege that the woman committed a traffic infraction and was signaled to stop. She disobeyed the instruction and was chased, and the vehicle was intercepted in Johnson's Plaza along Maxfield Avenue. It is further alleged that the motorist reversed into the police service vehicle, which was blocking her vehicle. The police had to wait quite a while for the woman to exit her vehicle. Video recordings of the dramatic chase and the detention of the woman were published on social media. In the video, a marked police vehicle with sirens blazing is seen chasing a black car. The car leads the cops along Hagley Park Road, O'Mara Road, and then onto Chisholm Avenue. The vehicle, upon reaching the intersection of Chisholm and Maxfield Avenues, turned left into the Johnson's Plaza. With the police unit behind, the vehicle circled the plaza and was about to do it again when it was blocked by a minibus. The police stopped behind the vehicle and told the minibus driver not to move. They then went to the car windows and told the driver to lower them and get out of the vehicle. The driver, in an attempt to escape, reversed into the police unit, damaging a section of the front end. The police continued to tell the driver to get out of the vehicle, and she eventually wound down the driver's window and told the cops that she knew her rights. She wound the window back up and, despite being told to exit the vehicle, did not budge. In another video, several other police officers joined the 2 who were chasing the vehicle. At one point, she was pepper sprayed, but still did not exit her car. Shrek boasted of gang attack on tape. An alleged member of the Klansmen Wandon gang was heard in one of the secret recordings boasting how the gang had struck at the fisheries in St. Catherine, where a couple was shot and killed and their house set ablaze. Chargy, I mash up fisheries and run it down. You know, dog? The alleged gangster, identified only as Shrek, was heard bragging to defendant Jason Citypuss Brown, the gang's alleged second in command. Both men were chatting with the ex-gangster, a prosecution witness who had secretly recorded his conversations with alleged members of the gang on 3 cell phones and turned them over to the police. Jermaine Bryan, 25, and Cardella Walder, 27, were reportedly peppered with bullets by the reputed leader Andre Blackman Bryan and his bodyguard Tariq James on September 8, 2017, in New Nursery, Twickenham Park. The court was previously told that their charred remains were found huddled together in the rubble after their boardhouse was firebombed by the alleged gangsters. The couple was killed when armed men went to the community in the wee hours of the morning in search of a man called Bubba Spark, who was reportedly a top shooter for Tisha Miller, the reputed leader of the Klansmen gang from which the Wandon gang emerged. During Monday's resumption of the playing of the secret recordings, Shrek was also heard telling the alleged gangsters that the male victim had tried to lock them out of his house. "I draw the boy I try draw inna the house when him see me I come through the gate. I want run inna the house and lock like say," he said. Shrek also recalled that one of his alleged cronies, known as a Frazzle, and who had originated from the community, feared going into the neighborhood, but he was not. According to Shrek, Frazzle was leading the group of gangsters, but put Shrek in the lead as they neared the community. In the meantime, the prosecution has completed its evidence in relation to the playing of the recordings and will call its final witness on Tuesday morning when the trial resumes in the Home Circuit Court. Brian and the 32 other alleged gang members are being tried on an indictment with 25 counts under the Criminal Justice Act and the Firearms Act. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.